hamburger juice. It's your boy, Smoke Screenless Pride.
Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you, fam. Now, we're going to take off the Jesus hat, put it to the side, and BAM! Alright, fam. Today, we're going to only talk about Slaughter, baby. I know a lot of people are like, man, this is our third Slaughter. Why do you want to talk about Slaughter again? I know his outfit is slightly different, but it's still a Slaughter. Not so fast, fam. There's a couple of differences up here in this bad boy, and not just because of the outfit. Mercer, a lot of people want to talk about him because his format is the beginning of the Renegades. We are going to get the Mercer, just not today. Today is my focus on Slaughter. But first things first, let's hit you with a little slow motion. Alright, fam, and unlike the two previous Slaughters right here and right here, you can see that this Slaughter has a bunch of accessories in regards to weapons. Gun right here, knife right here, grenades right here. You have the strap with the bullets going around. This came from the Valkyrie set, this blast effect, so that's not him. But you see, there's also, he comes with 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count the handgun, firing weapons, beret, 2 punching hands, saluting hand. You have two grabbing hands because they're holding the gun. Then you have it's supposed to be the other Marine hat, but that insignia or whatever looks nothing like it. You have the stick for the drill sergeant, and then you also have the Slaughter head that has the whistle, baby. Okay, so I'm going to show you this hat, and I'm going to use this magnifying glass to try to enhance it. I don't know how well this is coming in, but that, I don't know what that's supposed to be. What that insignia is. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. I don't know what that insignia is supposed to be, but yeah, it's not the insignia for the Marines. Anyway, maybe it looks better this way. Try to bring it in so you can get a good look at it, but that's one reason why I don't put this on at all. I don't know what that insignia is supposed to be. Now here is the other head. The whistle is in the mouth. You can't pull it out. I gave it a little tug. Looked like it was going to mess up, so I left it alone. But the face sculpt is straight. You've seen this before on both of the other ones. A nice additional weapon for him to have. This beret right here as well. Again, not sure it has that same insignia. Not sure what that's supposed to represent. Okay, that shows a lot better than the other one. Not sure what it's supposed to represent, fam, but yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think, what you believe. I don't know what it is. Not gonna go over the fisting hands, 2 fisting hands, and the saluting hands, because you've seen those before, fam. Let's get on something else. So here he is with the hat on, without the shades, side view. Doesn't look bad. That hat, whatever that insignia is, just throws it off from me. Here he is with the shades on. Again, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's just not for me, fam. Now here he is with the shades and the beret. It looks good. It just, I don't know, something about that insignia. I don't know. I don't know. for me, it's just not for me. Slaughter needs to have his usual get up. And then right here, this is what I like to see Slaughter as. Now you may say it may not be tactical or whatever to have that on out there, but it's one of the things that made him iconic and what made him different. And I just like this look right here for Slaughter, with the whistle in his mouth or without. Now, one of the things I really like about this look is the shades. Now, I don't know how well you can tell, or maybe I'll take this off and you can see a little bit. With these shades, it gives it a little bit more of a realistic look, where you can see his eyes in there, like a lot of the shades that we have now, where they're not like real dark, but they have that kind of want to be cool look where you can kind of see the eyes. If you look in the back at the other two, you can see there's no seeing their eyes at all. Of course, the silver was always his iconic look, and then you have the new one with the blue with the Marauders. But this look right here, to me, is pretty. It's pretty nice. I really like this. Now again, these effects did not come with him. They came with the Valkyrie pack. I just took a couple of them and stuck them together. And just in case you weren't certain, this piece right here is what slides into here, because if you don't, it looks a little unfinished. And I had it like that at first, and then I had like a dumb moment. I was like, man, where's you don't have you're missing a piece, man. So that was in there. I had to put it on to make it look right. And this is a nice weapon for Slaughter to have. Definitely different. Here he is with another one. Again, this weapon looks good. I like that it has a little pack right here. We can have ammo in, or should I say the magazines in there. You got these different pouches right here, which is good. The other Slaughter didn't have it. Again, you have a place for his handgun and a place for his knife right there, which is good. I had to bend this a little bit just to get this knife, and this knife is okay. It's not incredibly huge, not real tiny. Not incredibly huge, not real tiny, but it's a decent knife. Now, when you compare it to the one that I had from Outback, there's no comparison. It looks extremely tiny, but it is bigger than the one that Mercer comes with. Now, again, it was, and maybe still, a little difficult to put this on this guy. I did try to heat it up and whatnot, and okay, it is going in. I would have preferred for them to do it a little bit like this one that was from Outback, where it has that groove right there, and you can just slide it in. It makes it a whole lot easier. So again, this is from Outback, and I'm not Outback, Recondo, not Outback, Recondo. I don't know why I'm saying Outback. Maybe because I'm looking at him over here right now, but yeah, it was Wakanda. So I wish they had did that, but it's okay. It's not that bad. So when I first saw this figure, I and a lot of other people were like, why is Mercer so little? But it's not that Mercer's so little. What it is that Slaughter, this Slaughter, is a lot bigger. He's a lot bigger. He's at a size where I wanted him to be from the jump, because I'm going to show you, compared to like some other figures, how it doesn't make sense, because Slaughter is supposed to be the biggest Joe that they got. Physically wise, you know what I'm saying, tallest, broadest, Slaughter's supposed to be that guy. There's others that are supposed to be close, Roadblock, Gung Ho, Heavy Duty. Those guys are supposed to be like kind of close, but Slaughter's still supposed to be bigger than them. And then here's the issue, but we're going to take a closer look at these guys right here. And so that you can tell, this Slaughter is definitely bigger than both of the other slaughters. So if you're not certain, let's turn slaughter compared to the first slaughter. Man. So you can clearly see, fam, you can clearly see that the new slaughter is definitely bigger than the OG version. And then when we compare him to what I call, even though he's the Marauders, I call this the Vacation Slaughter, you can see he's definitely taller than him as well. Now, as much as I've always loved this slaughter, because this is the classic slaughter minus the extra gear I put on him, I always had a problem with his height, because when you compare him to bigger figures, so let's look at this heavy duty, right? Well, the retro Roadblock, a lot of us called him heavy duty for a good while. When you compare him to this guy, right, he's slightly bigger, slightly, not by much, slightly bigger. But to me, and I'm going by how the shoulders are, right? Even in the head, you can see his chin is higher up, is near his mouth, so he edges him out, right? And then you bring in heavy duty, the actual heavy duty, and you can see he's barely bigger than him. I'm like barely, right? Here is the real problem. The real problem with this Roadblock right here being bigger than Slaughter. That's a big no-no. It's clear as day. The only reason he may kind of get a pass, fam, is because of his hat. But come on, but when you look, you can see. Look at his chin. Look at his chin. You can see Roadblock is like kind of looking down on Slaughter, and that is absolute no, fam. Absolute. And when you look at Vacation Slaughter, who doesn't have his hat on, it's absolutely easy to tell that Roadblock is definitely taller than Slaughter, and that is not good for business, fam. Now, when you bring in this Slaughter, now we have something to talk about, and now you can see Slaughter is a little bit bigger than the Roadblock. So if you were saying, no, it's because of the hat, well, now you can see the hat is off. He is definitely taller than the Roadblock, not by a lot, but it is definitely noticeable. Definitely noticeable. Right here, you can see he's definitely imposing compared to Falcon, and I definitely love this size for Slaughter. And if you think he's still not that big, here's a comparison with him next to the Predator Dutch. This is an older version, but still, this guy is still pretty tall, and he still is slightly taller than Slaughter, slightly, but this Slaughter is definitely pretty close, and he's pretty close to his height, but Dutch is definitely a little bit taller than him. A good part of it is maybe because of the neck, but it is what it is. These two definitely look good together, and when I form my groups with this Slaughter, this Dutch is definitely going to be part of Slaughter's group. I'm definitely throwing him in with the Renegades. So if you're wondering why you weren't seeing Mercer, this is why. He got his hands full. The Vipers are getting some payback. Serpentor, he done offered $100,000 for whoever takes him out, but wants Mercer to suffer for being the traitor that he is, and that is why I haven't shown him just yet. So this is the McFarlane Halo Warthog. I had this for a while. I gutted it so figures could get in, and this is the vehicle, the Slaughter. This Slaughter will be riding in because he's very reminiscent of the Slaughter back in the day that had or should I say that came with the Warthog. Although that Warthog is different, doesn't bother me that much. So this is the vehicle he'll be riding in. I always had this Killmonger as the driver. I got a Falcon over here. I even went and sprung Mercer from his problems he got and threw him on there so you can see. I have a couple of guys that were stand-ins for Taurus and Red Dog. This guy right here was my stand-in right here for Taurus, and this was my stand-in for Red Dog. I'm eventually put those guys on there, but yeah, I'm really liking this slaughter. I like Mercer too. One thing I will say about Mercer, but I'm not going to do him today, is that I like how they made his glasses snug, or should I say his shades are very snug. They clasp onto his face and they are on there. That's one thing that I don't know why they didn't do a slaughter, but they did a great job of doing that with Mercer. So tell me what you think, fam. Is this slaughter a pass? Is he a grab? Do you think these other two slaughters are better? Do you think he's great? Do you think they should have left him the size that he was like these other two slaughters? Or do you think they did a good job in making him the size that he is? Do you think he should have been even a little bit bigger? Let your boy know. And like a fat kid in dodgeball, I'm out, baby. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Yo, Joe, Cobra, Cool.